What's up, everybody? It's Cody and welcome to another video of mine. And like I mentioned a video or so ago, it's been a while since I've really been doing anything. I've been busy with my real life job on top of everything else, and besides that, I've been No Life in Fallout 4, Space Engineers, all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, that's not the point, neither here nor there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do another skin. Now, as you can tell by the video description above, you can tell I'm a vapor, all that kind of good stuff, and no, I'm not sitting there and saying blah 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 blah, go sign the petition or anything. That's not the purpose of this video. Now, if I have it up here somewhere, you'll see where I skinned my my Vocaloid themed onto my 3DS, and even though that thing went into full-blown epilepsy, I have no idea what happened there, by the way. Anyway, that is one of the things that everybody liked that, and I was asked by a few people via private messages and all that kind of stuff to skin a couple other things. And so what I wound up doing was I took my Smok Cube, my Smok Cube II rather. It's a temp control unit, all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, it's a vape box, and as you can tell, it's very, very shiny, but the brushed aluminum or brushed steel finish is very, 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 very bad at getting scratches, and it's a fingerprint magnet from hell. So basically what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you guys how to put a skin upon this thing, and it will work for pretty much any of your mods or anything of that particular description. I'm doing this video more for some of my friends and stuff, just to show you guys all that kind of stuff if you want to. And my buddy Kite, you'll be able to see some of his videos. JC, he also known as Kite. He's also one of the guys that I've been doing my Team Infinite Horizon live stream with, so I'm really going to shamelessly point that right there too, so you guys might want to check that out. Anyway, let us begin by introducing you guys to 24-hour skins. They make random stuff. They're not a company that can make custom of stuff, but you can do pretty well. I decided to go through them because I didn't want to have to use copyrighted stuff and everything. And I figured I'd do something slightly different from my Vocaloid stuff. Anyway, the skin I chose to get was for the Mad Hatter, and as you can tell, it's got a very, very, very distracted from the boobs. There you go. You got the Mad Hatter right there. It'll wrap around the battery compartment. It will have on the other side next to the light, we'll have Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and so on and so forth, and it should wrap perfectly. Now, I will also continue on by saying that they have multiple skins for multiple purposes and everything, and yeah, so you should totally give them a shot and see what you do. Anyway, this is my first time using this one, so we're going to go ahead and see how it looks and how it feels, all that kind of good jolly stuff. Now, let's go ahead and go down to the nitty-gritty. Alright, so we have our box right here. We have the Smok Cube. It's a very simple mod. It's got the button right here, fire button, so on and so forth. And we got the protective plate. This thing, a lot of people complained about, saying that it comes off. But for the sake of the video, we're going to go ahead and use this one because it's a standard design for a vape. I would do it on my Sigelli if it was not stolen out of my car a while back. So let us go ahead and take care of this post-haste. Let's see what we got in the packaging first of all. We have the glossy basically, they gave you a sticker with your actual decal that's going to be on there, so that's pretty cool. And I like how it's turned into an unboxing video like almost immediately. Let's go ahead and read our installation instructions. It says clean surface area off with a light duty cleaner. Before removing adhesive liner, place skins on surface area for proper alignment. Remove adhesive release liner from the back. Attach skin on bottom of unit first. Then slowly apply even pressure upward until skin is fully installed. Clean as needed with light duty cleaner. Basically, it's borderline idiot proof. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to take some of these paper towels. Side note, if you have a water cooled computer, you should always have paper towels handy just in case the oh shit situation happens. Now, I don't know if you can tell by how my Smok looks right here, or Smok or Smok, however you want to pronounce it, but there are some scratches there. There's a little bit of micro scratches, and it just doesn't look good. And you know, like I had the Oni Edition Sigelli, and it had a clear or a translucent protective piece of plastic around it that had like rubber or whatever the hell it was. So let's go ahead and start with where do I want to start on you? You know what? We'll start on the bottom. How about we'll start on the bottom? Let's do a bottom, top, down, all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Okay, so we got the perforated things on the back. That's cool. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pop this out like so. Be very careful not to tear if you don't have to. Like, don't tear if you don't have to. Like I said, Decal Girl was fun, but, you know, they had a little bit of alignment issues, and I'm really hoping that this fixes it. Because you can also buy 3DS skins through these guys, too, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go ahead and take this part first, and we're just going to very, very, very easily align it like so. Make sure everything is in place before we do anything else to this device. And as I said, like on vapes, it's a little bit different than it is on a 3DS because you have vent holes and stuff on the bottom, so you're gonna lose a part of your picture. But like I did with the Miku Edition 3DS skin, it's gonna be sad. Like, I have to have it reskinned because it just didn't look right for my taste. So we're gonna go ahead and test this and see here. Alright. Plus you get all but a build up there. That don't look too good. Okay. Adhesive back. Awesome. Also, needless to say, make sure your device is off before you try to do this, because in the case of vapes, if you push the fire button down, it's going to cause a fireball. But this technique is pretty much mutually exclusive to anything. If it's got a fire button, it's probably a good idea to go ahead. And what I'm doing is just taking the batteries out, because any place where I'm going to start pushing down on the buttons, I don't need the firing button to turn on. And in my case, I don't have the atomizer on in the first place, so I don't really have to worry. But, you know, lead by example. Hopefully this is going to look fantastic. I really hope so, because I like this box, and I could do an entire review video, but I'd rather do that with JC's channel, because he is a vape enthusiast while I am more of a noob. Right, so to do this all the way I'm doing it, you're going to have an X-Acto blade kit. It's not hard to get. They're like $10, $5, $10. Mine are rusted because they aren't taken care of very often, but we're going to go ahead and continue anyway. So let's go ahead and cut you. Like, we're going to start on the top piece. So this would be where the 510 connector goes. This will be where the display goes. There's your power, your wattage adjustment buttons. There is the little screw ports that go down. That way you can actually service the box when the skin's in place. And let us continue this skin. You can see all the little lines about there, here, and in this area as well. And those are the ones we want to get rid of. But in the process, we don't want to screw up the device. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like with all the holes removed. Now keep in mind, X-Acto blade, everything that you see needs to have the stuff first, because you don't want to do like I did and have to poke holes into it and mess things up. So let's go ahead and get over to this. Apply even pressure. And this works in the same thing with vinyling anything. Do not rush, do not push. Do not do anything stupid, or you will regret it in the aftermath. Mine isn't going to be absolutely perfectly straight, but that's absolutely fine. All these are not tailor-made to every single specification that's out there. As long as we get it within the ballpark, it's fine, because remember, on these, your atomizer goes right here, and you're not going to see it. In fact, it's going to look more like this when you're done, about a quarter, nickel, whatever. So in the case of a vape, it's a lot better than it is on a game console. Like 3DS is anything with very small bits and pieces that you got to put down. It's going to look a lot better on large objects. So if you really want to take your Nook, your Kindle, your your tablets, your laptop case, or anything like that, it works better than on these smaller objects, because then you're going to have this right up to your mouth. You're going to see everything up close. This can either A, be great for you, or B, it's going to get on your nerves. In my case, it'll be just fine. So we've already got the top and bottom. Now let's go ahead and focus on the front plate right here, and then we'll get onto the battery box, and then we'll be able to continue going from there. Perfect. Or as perfect as you can get with a machine that's designed to basically print millions of these things. So far, this vinyl is nice. I mean, I'm not going to say it's great until I have it all the way on the unit itself, and then I'll give you guys a review on it. But basically, it's going to go on like this, and we're just going to very slowly and very surely continue this like so. I'm just going to push it down a little bit at a time. And see, I'm already pushing on the firing switch. Just keep going. No rush at all. I mean, you can go faster, but like I said, the speed at which you do these things reflects how well it's going to look at the end. If you spend a lot of time doing it, you can make sure everything is done proper and it won't look like pure shit. Got that now. We got that in place. The unit is starting to come together. And next thing we're going to do is the main body. That way we can actually have everything in place proper. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this here. We're going to cut out the Mad Hatter and whatnot. And that's like the centerpiece of the whole thing. So let's cut out the Mad Hatter, shall we? This is a very adult themed box, so I don't recommend it for everyone. But then again, you should not be vaping if you're less than 18 years old. So that is like probably the longest one, because this is very important not to mess up. What we're going to zero in on is making the door and this match. So basically what we're going to have to do here is we're going to wrap it around like so. It's going to go completely around, and then it's going to max out right there. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to cut everything down to size. We've already got most of it, and this is like the largest single piece. So we're going to go ahead like so and do this and start on Alice's side, because it's a lot easier to deal with her. Alice is doable. The main person on this theme is supposed to be the Mad Hatter, people. Let's be mature about this, huh? Best way to do this is to zero in on the absolute middle. Make sure everything lines up on the front and back. Start by rubbing Miss Alice. I'm going to start by doing this number. And yes, we're going to be very mature and touch Alice's boobs. Now that we're on the other side, we can actually back up just a little and pilot this thing a little bit more to make sure that the door opens. If the door opens, we did well. Stretch it as much as we can on that side. We're trying to get the battery compartment's door settled, and I just had to cut a little tiny sliver. That's all we gotta do, just little slivers. Again, mine's in the crack. So, like right here, right there is the crack that I'm actually dealing with. And other than that, this went on very smoothly. So, the real challenge now is, can I get the girl's face to match to the box? So, let's go ahead and move this aside, and then we'll get to this one, and then we'll be done and wrap things up, and we'll go back to FaceTime, and everything will be fantastic. On this one, you want to make sure all the little air bubbles are bled. And don't be stupid and actually take an X-Acto blade and just start poking everywhere you see a hole, because then it's going to look really dumb, and you're going to feel dumb, and you're going to be dumb. Now that we know where the general size and everything's going to be, we just very carefully, on all edges that are affected, move the bubbles. We wanted to get as many little bubbles out as we could on individual pieces. As you can see, I've got pretty much all the bubble stuff taken care of, and see how close I actually got, because I'm actually curious. Alright, so the clickiness is good. We did miss here, but again, like, that's pretty close, assuming that this is a million times over printed kind of design. Like the skin itself, like for a skin, this looks pretty impressive if you ask me. So let's go ahead and put batteries in it, turn it back on, and see what it looks like. Okay, so there's that. Make sure with vapes, always have these open. Always have these not covered, because this will cause your thing to detonate. So there you go. We have a, and it's even more fitting that this would be on side of a Smok unit, because the LED flash, you can adjust the flash to anything. So you could basically make it be as trippy as you want, and so on and so forth. Now, keep in mind, like even right here, like right here where the Mad Hatter's hat, it's so close, like you wouldn't really be able to tell unless you had it like right up to your face. Like right there you can tell. But then again, this is a printer that's having to go through the different liners. That's the main reason these things don't match up that well, because it's easier to print on individual slots than it is to paint in the entire picture and then cut around that. As far as vinyls go, that is fantastic. That looks really good. I'm pleased with how this looks, and keep in mind that with vape gear, the stuff heats up, therefore it's going to actually test this vinyl. So let me know your personal experiences and everything. Keep in mind, I took about 35 minutes to put this thing together, and I was sitting there doing it, telling you how to do it, so it actually took a little bit longer than it probably would. This is about a 2 out of 10 difficulty thing, as far as if you know what you're doing, if you take your time. If you rush through like I did with the Miku skin for my 3DS, it'll just be a bad day for you. So, you know, basically all the tools you need are X-Acto tools, a pair of scissors if you want to go faster, anything of that nature, and then just a little bit of time and effort and patience and stuff like that, and then you'll have a talking piece for everybody that you're hanging out with and whatnot. So there's that. And now go back to FaceTime. Alright guys, so that concludes that. I mean, the thing looks fantastic. I mean, you know, sitting in your hand, you're going to see Mad Hatter right there. You're going to be awesome if you're a right-handed person. If you're left-handed, you'll get to see the beautiful Alice. And, you know, up to your mouth is going to look really cool. Even doing that, you're going to have the whole pop thing, especially if you're a cloud chaser. So you'll have the smoke come out, and it'll look just like a acid trip from hell. And, you know, like in the end, that's all that really matters. Everyone that has been asking me the skin theme for my Decal Girl custom thing, I messed up like an idiot, didn't save it, didn't have an account with them when I did it, or else you guys are all that were wanting that would be able to do it. So anyway guys, like I said, it took me about 30-35 minutes to put this thing together. Most of that was just making sure everything was lined up properly. I do not see any bubbles anywhere. Any place that there would be bubbles, I'll just get back to. Like the battery door actually has a little spot that I'm going to go back over with an X-Acto blade. But like I said, be very careful. Only take off as much as you absolutely have to, or else you will damage your case. You'll look like a fool, and you're gonna you'll be out money. Like seriously, vaping stuff is expensive, and it's a fun thing. I'm not saying that you should smoke. I'm not telling you you should do anything. This is more for the sake of the art. So anyway, that concludes this video. If you hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. If you dislike hit the video, dislike the video. I'm trying to get things straight. I haven't slept. I look like crap. Anyway, so like I said, like it if you liked it, and give me comments about it. Dislike it if you disliked it. Be sure to leave comments about why you disliked it, and we'll go from there. And be sure to check out 24hourskins.com, which is where I got mine. You don't have to go to them. You can go pretty much anywhere. I'm just showing you how this stuff works. Decalgirl.com is where I got the one for my 3DS. And maybe I can get in business with them or something. I don't know, like showing people how to do stuff. So anyway, guys, that's enough rambling for one day. I'll see you guys next time. You guys have a good one. I am out of here. See you later.